Honour.
BBC Coventry and Warwickshire.
Breakfast on BBC Coventry and Warwickshire. Shane with you through until 10 this morning. I don't know if you've seen in the news today, we were just having a look through some of the things that are happening nationally, internationally. One of the things nationally is that prog rock, prog music, as they're calling it, progressive music, gets an official chart. But some people are saying 45 years too late, thanks very much. Let's talk to Pete Clemons, who knows about progressive music and joins us on the show. Morning, Pete.
Good morning, Shane. How are you?
I'm all right. What do you think of this chart, then? 45 years too late for you as well?
Well, yes and no. I kind of agree with Rick Wakeman what he's saying, but at the same time, there's that much music that fits into the prog category nowadays that doesn't get a mention. So I think in a lot of ways it's a good thing.
And is it still? Do we call it prog music now rather than prog rock, or is it? I mean, I'm looking at some of the exponents, people like Muse, Roger Waters, Joe Satriani. I would say that's kind of rock to me, isn't it?
I generally call it all rock music, but a lot of people categorise these things. They love their lists, they love their categories. So you know. Who's arguing with them? And
what's the state of prog music in 2015? I mean, is it still as vibrant
fantastic.
As it was? Really,
absolutely brilliant. There's bands that there's bands around, like, if I can just drop a couple of names: Porcupine Tree, Anathema, The Pineapple Thief, Stephen Wilson. They're absolutely phenomenal artists, but you'll never hear them on the radio.
I think some of the best names in the business came from prog rock bands. I mean, there's no question about it, is there, when you look at some of the things? I read a lovely article you wrote about Asgard.
Oh, yeah, the Coventry band, yeah.
Coventry and prog rock. I mean, I thought we had the novelty record with Lieutenant Pigeon. We've had Scar and all the rest of it, but prog rockers, we were there. Tell me about Asgard.
Asgard, very ambitious band they were, three-piece band. Sadly, no fame at all, but they were a very ambitious band, and it was through a guy called Trev Teasdale that you can find 6 of their tracks on the internet. Very rough recordings, but very ambitious.
Is it true they used to have Noel Davies from the Selector on sitar occasionally?
Was that Asgard, or was that somebody else? Off the top of my head, I can't. You may be right there, but he did play sitar for somebody, yeah.
Again, so this is the thing, isn't it? When you talk about music and you talk about your separation, you're quite right that when it all comes down to it at the end of the day, it all goes back into the melting pot and adds to influence others. So it's just as an important part of the music scene.
Absolutely. I mean, but you think back 40 years and groups that were considered as prog rock, your Yeses, your Pink Floyds, they dominated the chart. King Crimson, they all dominated the charts back then, and they've all influenced today's music, in my opinion.
We're just about to go to a 15-minute bass solo, but before we do, is it still like that? Is it still as navel-gazing, introverted, self-obsessed, self-absorbed, or not?
Some bands, yes, I'd definitely put them in that category, but the bands I mentioned earlier, if you want to listen to just good music, good rock music, they're the ones to go for. Great
to talk to you, Pete. We're off for the bass solo now. Pete Clemons, local music aficionado, I think it's fair to say, joining us on the show this morning.
BBC Coventry and Warwickshire Travel.
Would you do that?